Hey everyone, this is Ami and More. I'm back with a new video. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite projects, which is the Soot Sprite. You can find the pattern on my blog, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make this fun and easy project. So let's get started. For the project, you're going to need a special type of yarn, which is fun fur, also known as eyelash yarn, and this yarn skein will give us about 3.5 Soot Sprites. Okay, so what we actually want to do with the front fur is we want to double strand our yarn. We're not going to work with just one strand, so I want to find my end first. So here's the end of one, and then usually what I like to do if I'm gonna use the same skein is go to the inside and pull out the yarn so I can find the other end. So now I have the yarn from the beginning end and the yarn from the other end, and then I'm going to go ahead and work with both these strands. So that's 2 strands. In addition to these 2 strands, I'm going to get my acrylic worsted weight yarn, which is right over here, and I'm going to add it to these 2 strands so that in total you should be working with 3 strands of yarn. Okay, because black yarn is so hard to see the stitches, I'm actually working with white yarn so that you can see the stitches better. So, but when you make the Soot Sprite, you want to make it with black color yarn. So here we have our 3 strands of 1 acrylic worsted weight and 2 eyelash or fun fur yarn. We're going to go ahead and for our first round, we're going to do 6 single crochet stitch into a magic ring. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, you can also do chain 2 and do 6 single crochet stitch into the first chain, but I'm just going to do a magic ring right here. I'm going to go ahead and do our very first single crochet stitch. It's our 1. And that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I did 6 single crochet stitches, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull on the acrylic yarn right here, and I'm going to draw my circle in. Okay, and then this bottom tail here, I want to pull this part upward so it's going to hide the end here. Okay, now for our second round, I'm going to do increase in each stitch around, so that's 2, 2, 2 all the way around, so I'll have 12 single crochet stitches. So in my very first stitch right here, I'm going to do 2. So here's my first single crochet stitch. Here's my second one. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. That's 3, same stitch, 4, okay, next stitch, 5, same stitch, 6, next stitch, 7, 8, next stitch, 9, 10, and finally, in our very last stitch, it's kind of hard to see, that's 11 and 12. Okay, sometimes when it's difficult to see the stitches, you just have to kind of go by the feeling. You can feel where like certain stitches are. Here, if we look, you can feel it kind of popping out. And then if it helps to have a stitch marker, we're going to go ahead and put it in our very last stitch. I just like to use a bobby pin. Okay, so now our pattern here is going to be 2 single crochet stitch, 1 single crochet stitch, 2 1 2 1 all the way around, so we'll have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 here, 1 2, and then just do 1 here. Okay, so then that's my 3rd stitch now. And now this is going to be 2 here, it's going to be 4 5, then next one just 1. That's my 6th stitch. Okay, I'm gonna do increase, so that's 7 8, and then 9. It's gonna be 10, same stitch, 11, next stitch 12. Okay, and then it's gonna be 13 14, and then just 1 here, 15, and our last stitch, or our last set, gonna be 16 and 17, and then in our very last stitch is just gonna be 1, which is gonna be our 18th stitch. So it helps to keep track by just counting in our multiples of 3, and we did that 6 times around, so 3 times 6 we'll get 18 stitches at the end. Okay, so now for rounds 4 and 5, it's very simple. We're going to just stay at 1 single crochet stitch all the way around. So we're just gonna do 1 all the way around, and we're gonna stay at 18. So that's 1 2 3 4. Okay, so now you kind of see the spear emerging. For round 6, our pattern is going to be a decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet all the way around, so that we'll have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So we're going to do a decrease, 1, and then single crochet, that's my 2nd stitch, decrease, that's number 3, single crochet stitch, that's 4. Okay, and that's 5 6 7 8 9 10, a decrease again, 11, and finally my last stitch is a single crochet stitch, 12. So now I have 12 stitches all the way around. Okay, and then in my very last round, I'm just going to do decrease all the way around, so I'm going to have 6 single crochet stitches at the end. So I'm going to do 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, so when we get to our very last stitch, we want to cut the acrylic yarn and leave a long tail because we're going to use that to sew. And then we're going to cut the eyelash yarn, and you want to go pretty near the end of it and cut it right there. And then you'll want to pull your crochet stitch so it fastens off. Okay, so now if you look at, it's gonna kind of look like a pom-pom. It's gonna be a spear. So now what we can do, now I'm gonna switch to my black Soot Sprite that I've made, and I'm going to go ahead and stuff and sew in the hole. Okay, now with your yarn needle, we're gonna go ahead and close up this hole right here. So now with your fabric tack, you want to have cut 2 white circles from felt, And then we are going to go ahead and glue these on. These are going to be the pupils. And I like to do mine sort of a bit cross-dyed because I think that looks the cutest. Right? Ta-da! Here's our finished sprite. Don't forget to feed him some star candy. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get all my latest videos. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to tag me with all your projects. I would love to see. And happy crocheting. I'll catch you next video.